So what you're about to watch is me go through turning headshots from Flux into moving videos in Sora, but that didn't actually happen because AI did not do what we wanted it to do. And I still wanted to publish this video because it's a great example of how to actually handle an epic fail when you're using AI and it doesn't produce what you want, and still find a way to use the powers of these machines to get a great outcome. So here's the video about how to turn Flux headshots into moving video, only we didn't do that, we did something else. Enjoy. In this tutorial, I'm going to share with you how to take those amazing Flux headshots you've learned how to generate and turn them into moving pictures in Sora. So the way we want to do this is, first of all, ideally you've created some awesome images with Flux that you're really happy with, because that's step one. Once you have that, you're going to have those images downloaded and you're going to open up Sora. Sora is available through ChatGPT. If you log in to your ChatGPT account, you're going to go up here and click Sora. See it down here. If you don't see it, you should be able to find it under Explore GPTs, or just go to Google and type in Sora. It's going to take you to Sora.com. It will ask you to log in and sign up if you haven't, and all you need is that Plus account for $20 a month, and you're going to be able to get right in. I love to look at the featured category just to see what people are generating these days. Some really, really cool stuff. Just for ideas of like lighting and the kind of depth I could create. Look at that, a floating island in the sky with lanterns. Wow. So it's limitless as far as what I want. Oh, that horse. It's limitless as far as what I want my character to do, right? But you have to remember that video generation can be pretty tricky. So yeah, you're going to see that come to life. All right, especially with human bodies. All right, so we're going to click upload image or video. You have to agree that you're not going to upload media containing violence, containing people without their consent, or minors. You have all the rights to it, and misuse is going to put you in the banned, the spam filter. All right, so we're going to go grab that image. Now, what's important is whenever you use photorealism or fantasy, I've found that you can bypass the censor that Sora has up, which doesn't allow you to upload images of people. You can usually bypass that if you're using Flux and it's photorealistic and it has some essence of fantasy to it. Let's test that. So I'm going to type in, I like to keep prompts simple at first with Sora and then go a little bit deeper. So we're going to say, bring her to life, add gentle movement, calm confidence in the face. So whenever I think of the short, the reel I'm going to create, all of this is for very short social media posts that get a lot of attention, which is great for ads, reels, shorts, Instagram, all of it, TikTok. You want to set up your scene. And the tool that I use to bring all these scenes together, you can use any tool, is Camtasia. It is so dead simple, like dead simple, to open this tool and use the timeline in it to then download, bring in all of my scenes, cut them up, and create one quick, beautiful piece. So I really like Camtasia for that. If it ever loads, give it a minute. It is a very simple program, and I've used it, gosh, for the last decade because it's that simple. All my videos literally go in here. I'm going to show you just how simple it is. I'm not very technical. I like to stay in my creative lane, which is production, creating, and not get bogged down with all the technical nonsense. So I'm going to show you just how simple this is. But let's go back to Sora. So our first scene, I just want her moving. That's it. You don't want to create all these scenes at once for a 30 to 60 second reel. We want to think scene by scene. So confidence, confident facial expressions. So my first scene is just going to be her moving a little bit. Robots moving in background. I'm not sure I want to put that. We'll see. We're going to add more action later, but that's our first scene. So that's added to the queue. So now I can go add my second one to the queue while that one's loading. You can see I've got 9:16 picked. You can choose any image you want. I want 9:16 because these will go in a reel. So they have to be that size. All right, we're going to grab the upload again. And we're going to say, oops, it looks like it failed. Let's see here. All right, so we got this error. It contains people. Sometimes you're going to get that. Whenever you get that, the best way to bypass that is to go with a character or to lean more in the realm of fantasy. So I'm going to add fantasy to this. That's it. And we will see if Sora accepts that. Sometimes a zoomed out image of yourself also can work. So we're going to say zoomed out a little bit. And let's pull up Sora and go create a new image. We're just going to delete that one. Too bad, because I really like that image, but you run into that with Sora. All right, so we're going to grab, let's see. Yeah, we'll try with that one. I don't like that the background looks like me instead of the robots. And that's happening because I'm adding too many words to it, right? So, and we're getting a little bit too fantastical. We can try with the other ones. Let's see here. Bring her to life. Confident facial expressions. We're just going to do that. All right, let's see where the image, there it is. And if this still doesn't work, I'm probably going to move to a character. Whether it's, when I think of our brand, which is what this is for, right? Nope, didn't pass. I'm worried. So Sora has been getting more and more, they're cracking down. They're cracking down on this. So what we could do is use Flux to generate a unicorn and a dragon in a fantasy scene. So something that our brand is known for, we had a client actually call us the unicorn dragon because we're helping bring them to life. So I love that. Unicorn, it's not really a dragon. So we're going to say robot unicorn with dragon elements. So we're going to switch to another approach, which is, okay, what's the end goal? The end goal is something successful on social media that represents our brand. Okay, that's kind of cool. But that's also kind of weird. Beautiful, not creepy. And so the end goal is to have something successful out on social media that represents our brand. Doesn't have to be necessarily the moving queen. Okay, this is getting really creepy. Let's just put robot unicorn here. See what happens. Oh, that's really cool looking. All right, so we're going to do the same thing here, right? Bring this to life. Gentle movements, hair moving around. And we're going to upload the robot dragon, robot unicorn. Feet kicking slightly. All right, so our first scene is always bringing that character, person to life. And our second scene is show this horse running through. For us, roses are very iconic. So we're going to say a field of roses, beautiful sunlight, golden hour. Okay, so now these two are added to the queue. So we're going to then add a third scene. And the image will be in here now. So now we can say, show this unicorn going into a next level future in outer space neon. So we've got our 3 scenes kind of shelled out, right? Which is, we want to see this robot unicorn taking us into the future. But first, bring it to life. Gentle, subtle, beautiful movements, right? That's always step 1. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, so now what we're going to do is go ahead and download these. So to do that, we're going to click this over here, the OpenAI Sora icon, and then you're going to be able to click all videos under library, and this will give you the download options, which is this 3 little dots up here. So look at this. This is kind of weird. I probably won't use that one. I think that they're still generating though. Sometimes whenever you see weird stuff, the images are actually still generating. Okay, so we're going to click download video. Download that. I'm going to download both of these. And the reason I like to just grab all the footage it made is so we can put that, stitch that together. Okay, that's weird. Put this robot unicorn into outer space, conquering the next horizon. If you give it like these almost conceptual prompts, I notice it can do pretty well. So if you have a tool like Camtasia, all you're going to need to do is import these videos and then stitch them together and have a little fun. And so something I noticed is that you can do really well with videos in Sora looking pretty realistic with this hack. You just stitch them together really, really well. Like, I mean, really, really well. And so in this timeline, and by really, really well, I just mean stitch them together and have some fun with it. So in this timeline, we're going to cut and trim a little. I don't really like a lot of this scene, so I'm going to cut most of that scene out. And I'm going to go back to this scene, which is pretty beautiful. Then I'm going to cut over to that scene. I don't want a lot of that scene because it's just, it's a little generic feeling. So we're going to cut that short, go back to that beautiful scene. That's pretty freaking weird. So we're just going to take a few seconds of that, cut that out. Instantly, you've got the weird cut out, right? And now it's like super fantastical. And now let's see what it did with this. Oh, snap. That's cool. So now you have an award-winning video with Sora. Even though we couldn't get it to do what we wanted with an image of us, we can pick. This is going to go out on my YouTube with a little piece of music, 1,000%. And it's going to be called The Robot Unicorn. And it's going to get thousands and thousands of views. So we achieve the same goal, right? So when when AI doesn't work for you, you don't give up. You ask, how can I, hold on, what's going on here? We're going to add a word in front of it, space, so we can find it. You don't give up with AI. You ask yourself, what's my goal? And then you work backwards from there. And then that way you still get the client. You still get the profile, the goal met. The client gets something beautiful. The brand is able to publish something incredible. And look at that. That's freaking incredible. All right, so now watch this. We've got a 25-second unicorn. This is incredible. Current 25-second reel. That is 1,000% social media ready. I'm going to say robot unicorn made with Sora because my profile is all about showing people what's possible with AI. And so we achieved the goal, even though it wasn't, the robot queen. It was still something absolutely incredible. I mean, this is pretty cool. And because we stitch it together and we cut out the awkwardness and we put together a short film, it feels like we have something amazing. This could also potentially run in ads. You could do this all day and just build a YouTube channel with it, right? So there you go. The goal is not achieved, but we still produce something epic with Sora.